I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into the empowering world of personal growth with an amazing author. Her name is Donna Brooks, and she has penned a powerful book. It is called B.O.S.S, Brave, Outstanding Sense of Self. This inspiring guide motivates readers to embrace their inner strength and make bold, positive changes in their lives. If you're ready to become the boss of your journey and discover actionable tools for success, you won't want to miss this conversation. And certainly, you won't want to miss this book. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to help authors like her and support them by purchasing her wonderful book. Donna, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Logan.
It's my pleasure. Everybody wants to be a boss, but it's more than just being the person who's in charge. There's characteristics and traits that go with it. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to pen this book.
This book I decided on, my clients actually inspired me to write this book. So as a psychotherapist, I work with a host of different clients, and a lot of them were struggling with a lot of the topics that's in this book. And as we work with these topics in our sessions individually, I kind of sat with that and I said, I need to kind of bottle this up and put it all in one place because this stuff is really good. This is important stuff. And my clients, they just truly inspired me to put it all together and to write the book.
What are some of the obstacles that people grapple with in their life when they're trying to get their act together?
Definitely self-sabotage.
Mm,
Not getting in their own way and just not fully believing in their own potential, right? So when they're right there, they kind of talk negatively to themselves, talk themselves out of it because they don't believe that they're always worth the shot or worth the growth that's right there before them. So it's a lot of the self-sabotage and getting in their own way.
Self-talk is so important. The conversation that you have with yourself up here can be either very empowering or disempowering, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we talk about that all the time. The words that you say to yourself, how do you speak to yourself? Right. And a lot of people have that struggle. And one thing that I always tell my clients, what would you say to a friend? Right? What would you say to a friend? You wouldn't talk that negatively, that harshly to a friend. So why do it to yourself?
Exactly. Exactly. Very, very true. Be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, and believe in yourself. I think it's important. What are some of the strategies you have in your book that'll help people become more of a self-actualized person?
Things such as having healthy boundaries, right? Boundaries are so important. Understanding that no is a complete sentence, feeling comfortable with saying no when something doesn't feel comfortable, and just having these healthy boundaries. We all need to have that line in the sand. You don't have to be a yes person. You don't have to feel like I have to be accepted. And so, therefore, even though this doesn't feel good, I have to do it or I have to say yes. So, boundaries is definitely one. Having a healthy circle of people in your life. That's
Mm.
absolutely another one. So those positive forces that's going to champion you, that's going to believe in you, that's going to tell you, yeah, go for it. You got this. It's going to be all right. Right. But also those people who are going to be honest with you. And if you're not great at something, well, maybe not so much that, but how about this? I see strength in this area. Right. That,
Exactly.
that positive reinforcement. So
Right.
things such like that.
Right. You need people who can be honest with you, not just cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are great if you need some cheering on at times, but you need people to be, you're not the greatest singer in the world. Maybe you need new lessons. Maybe that's not the career path for you or whatever it is. Um, I liked your line about drawing a line in the sand and that no is a sentence. So many people feel like they have to explain themselves or defend their positions when no, I'm not doing it should be enough, right? Or no, I don't want to do that, or this is my decision. I've made up my mind, right?
Mhm. Yes, absolutely. We talk about this in my sessions all the time. So many of my clients have a hard time especially when it's family. Those are the hardest people to draw boundaries with. It's a little easier, someone at the salesperson at your door, you're like, no, no, thank you, right? But family, it's much harder. So we talk about this and we talk about the different language styles that you can use in place of just saying no, right? Not right now. That's not something I'm comfortable with. Just
Right.
giving them the language to be able to still put healthy boundaries in place in the event they have a hard time with that two-letter word of no.
Exactly, exactly. Let's talk about your book. Give the folks at home an overview of what they'll find when they crack open the covers.
So when they crack open the cover, they will see a host of different topics that will absolutely get you on the right path to becoming the boss that you were meant to be. So some of the things we just talked about, self-sabotage, acceptance. So accepting yourself and believing in yourself just as you are. We are flawed people. We don't not have to be perfect, but accepting who you are and where you are and having the courage to push yourself forward. Other topics in the book are things such as self-care. Self-care is extremely important, right? And really taking that time to have that balance and to pour into yourself. We have to do that for ourselves. We can't wait for other people. It's nice when we have other people in our lives who also pour into us, and it's important. That goes back to that circle of people, that positive circle. But we, first and foremost, have to be the ones that pour into ourselves. So it's a lot of self-care in the book.
And how does somebody overcome those feelings of self-doubt and insecurity? And often they're unfounded. I mean, I see very talented people who seem destined for success, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not good enough. I'll never make it." They've got so many negative voices in their head. How do you reprogram somebody like that? Or how does somebody reprogram themselves to go from self-doubt and to develop that inner bravery that you talk about?
Yes. So it definitely can stem from some past traumas that have been there. They may have had some very negative people in their lives who were those negative forces. Sometimes the negative voices that we hear is not always our own. And we have to question, what voice is that? Who is that? Is that me or is that my mom or whomever? Right. So we first have to identify who is that negative voice that we're hearing and where's that coming from? And then we have to do some replacement. We have to replace that with positive self-talk. You touched on that. So yeah, we have to replace that with some positive self-talk and getting to this place where we can start to, again, accept where we are, who we are, love who we are, pour into ourselves, and believe that we can through things such as replacing it with positive self-talk, making sure that the people that are around us, who is around us, is positive and pouring into us. And just taking it from there, doing some self-inventory and figuring out where am I and how do I want to get there and where do I want to go?
We are pre-programmed by our parents, and our caregivers, and sometimes our peers at an early age, and the scripts are ingrained in our brains. Some of those scripts are great and they're very positive and very empowering. And you're ready to go out the door and, tackle the world. But
Right.
others are super disempowering. And if you're one of those people who was surrounded by disempowering messages, you've really got to find a way to rewrite those scripts, right?
Absolutely. And I outline it in the book talking about boundaries, where you can actually do boundary circles, right? I have my clients sit down and do a boundary circle, and I'll tell them, I said, I don't care about titles. I don't care if it's your mom, if it's your husband, if it's your child. Really place people in these circles where they actually belong. It's you and I here in this session. Be honest with yourself, not even me. Be honest with yourself and place people exactly where they belong. And there's many times that they will, and they'll, I feel bad that I place my husband on the outer circle, not the inner circle. My
Right.
kids are on the outer circle, not the inner circle. But that's them being honest and real with themselves and then identifying, okay, well, why are they there and not where you'd like them to be? Right. So it's really doing the work.
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice. Are there any like daily affirmations or habits that you would recommend for people to empower themselves? I know I've always got one. I always say, whenever I feel any anxiety at all, I say, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be great. And that's what I just keep on any negative thought I have in my head, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be great. Because, I'm often in very highly competitive situations where you're auditioning, and you
Right.
have to succeed in that moment. And any negativity can, cut your knees out from under you. So that's what I do. I was wondering if you had a similar type of recipe for our viewers and your readers and your clients.
Yes, absolutely. So one of those is I accept where I'm at and I look forward to where I'm going, right? Because I'm so big on acceptance. I accept where I'm at and I look forward to where I'm going.
Yeah.
And affirmations at the start of your day is so important. At the very beginning of your day. I have some clients who have affirmation jars. I tell them to keep your affirmation jar next to your door, right? Grab
Yeah.
one. It's filled with just positive words. Grab one on your way out the door, right? So
Yeah.
pour into yourself with these positive self-talk, positive affirmations.
Wonderful. I have two jars. I have one filled with brownies and one filled with affirmations, and I allow myself only one a day. I always grab the brownies. So I don't know
I
what
love
I'm
it.
going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. This has been wonderful talking to you today, Donna. You've really got such a wonderful grasp and understanding of this issue and of these personality types. And I think it's super empowering. The name of the book, folks, is Boss, Brave, Outstanding Sense of Self. It's an inspiring guide that motivates readers to embrace their inner strength and make bold, positive changes in their lives. If you're ready to become the boss of your journey and discover actionable tools for success, you won't want to miss this book. The links are below this interview. Donna, before we leave you today, anything else you'd like the folks at home to know?
Yes, I'd like everyone to know that the book has actually made it to the big screen. So the book is going to be featured in a movie early 2025, produced by Wally Burgos, and the title of the movie is Brainfest. So I'm super excited about that.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a wonderful accomplishment. Congratulations. We'll look forward to the movie. And of course, we will all order this book. Donna, thanks for being our guest today. It was great talking with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.